Okay, so if we're looking at number 1 on section 5.5, and there's a lot of values to calculate, so I've already gone ahead over here and written down a few of what we're supposed to do here. And I drew the triangle on the board, but it's also on the iPad here, so I can record it. First of all, if you look at this little triangle, what kind of triangle is this? Can you find that missing third side, the hypotenuse? Yeah, it's 5. It's a 3, 4, 5. Yay for triples. Triples are wonderful, right? Okay, 3, 4, 5. All right. So the first two things they ask us to find are the sine and the cosine, and that's kind of easy. We've done that a lot, right? So whether you're looking at the board or you're looking on the video, what is the sine is the opposite over the hypotenuse. So here's the angle. The opposite would be, yeah, so it'd be 3/5, okay? So we could put down sine is 3/5. What's the cosine going to be? Adjacent over hypotenuse. Yeah, 4/5. So we're just going to write in 4/5. Now we're going to need those two values to calculate a lot of this other stuff, which is why they actually put this number 1 on here to kind of step you into how would you do all this stuff. Okay. So for the cosine of 2 theta, I've got the formulas on the board. They're in your book, but I've got them written over here just because I knew we'd need them right off the bat. Okay. So for cosine 2 theta, we have a lot of choices. We could do cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta, 2 cosine squared theta minus 1, or 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. I think plugging in one trig value is easier than plugging in 2 trig values, right? I mean, would you agree? I'm not going to pick that first formula. Any of those 3 would work because we have both sine theta and cosine theta. But let's do this. Let's pick either the second one up there or the third one up there, and it doesn't matter because we have both of the values. So do y'all want the second one or the third one? So we'll go, you don't care? Doesn't care? We'll go with 2 cosine squared theta minus 1. Okay, so for cosine 2 theta, one of the 3 formulas we have is 2 cosine squared theta minus 1. I would have either picked this one or the next one. It wouldn't really matter. Okay, so we need to plug in cosine theta and square it and subtract 1. Basically all we need to do. Well, what was cosine theta? It was, up here it was 4/5, wasn't it? So if we want to know what cosine 2 theta is, okay, we just need to do PEMDAS here. We would square that 4/5 first. That would be what? 16 over 25? And so now we need to multiply 16 over 25 times 2. That would be 32 over 25. Oh, yay, I just put a line on the thing. Yay. If I undo it, it always messes it up. So ignore the line that's going across there on the video. It messes up if I try to undo it and the video is gone. So I got to subtract 1, so I would need to get a common denominator. That's 32 over 25. If I want a common denominator of 25, I would just turn that 1 into 25 over 25. And 32 over 25 minus 25 over 25 would be, what, 7 over 25, I think? Yeah. So cosine 2 theta is 7 over 25. Okay, so now D is sine 2 theta. Sine 2 theta, we only have one formula, so we don't have a choice here. The formula is 2 sine theta cosine theta. This formula could also be looked at as an identity also if we ever needed it for any reason. So we just need to find the sine of the angle and the cosine of the angle, and we already did that in steps A and B, didn't we? So we're just going to plug it in. Sine was 3/5 and cosine was 4/5. You see kind of why they put those up there now, just trying to step you through this. You already have everything ready to go. So if we multiply that through, remember on fractions, you multiply across the top and then you multiply across the bottom. So 2 times 3 is 6, times 4 is 24. And then on the bottom, 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, so that's all we do there. I'll use the line as a divider, I guess. Let's do E now. E is tangent 2 theta. It'll be the last one that takes us very long. Tangent 2 theta, if we look at that formula that's up on the board, we don't have a choice here. It is 2 times the tangent of theta over 1 minus tangent squared theta. Okay, so now if you if we could just go to the right triangle and figure out the tangent, or we could put the sine value over the cosine value. It'd probably be easier to go to the right triangle because hidden tangent just opposite over adjacent, right? So it's what, 3/4? So it's 2, and tangent theta is 3/4. And then over 1 minus 3/4 squared, because you just plug it in for tangent theta and square it. And so you just do the math on that. Remember, when you have a complex fraction, you can just divide this into the top and the bottom. On the top here, if I'm just looking at 2 times 3/4, couldn't I say 2 goes into 2 once and 2 goes into 4 twice? And that would give me 3/2 on the top. And then on the bottom, what I have is 1 minus 3/4 squared would be, what, 9/16, right? And so that would be 3/2. And then if I want to do 1 minus 9/16, remember I could rewrite the 1 as 16/16 minus 9/16 would be, wouldn't it be 7/16? You remember how to do a complex fraction? Okay, fraction over a fraction, you write the first term, the top, the numerator down, so it's 3/2. And then you change the division, the fraction bar's division, change it to multiplication, and then you flip the denominator, right? Just keep it, change it, flip it is sometimes what people say to help us remember it. So we're going to multiply by 16/7, and if we reduce before we multiply, we could do reduce the 2 and the 16, and that would be what, 24/7 would be our answer there. That's the tangent of 2 theta. Okay, so now the last 3 things should go faster. Last 4 things, I guess. No, we're on F, aren't we? Okay, so for F, we're supposed to do secant of 2 theta. Well, isn't secant of 2 theta the same thing as 1 over the cosine of 2 theta? Couldn't we just take the reciprocal of that other value we found? So what's the secant of 2 theta going to be? 25/7, okay. Okay, that one was fast. Okay. What's cosecant? Oh, let me give you a minute, sorry. Back on. Cosecant is 1 over sine 2 theta, since we just take the same argument. So cosecant 2 theta, 1 over sine 2 theta, so we would just go flip that, and it would be 25/24. Okay. And then H, I'll squeeze it down over here in the corner just since I'm about out of space here. H is just the cotangent of 2 theta. So we could just flip the tangent one, right? The tangent of 2 theta, if we flip that fraction, and it's just right over here beside it, right here. We could say that's 1 over tangent 2 theta. So it's just going to be 7/24, right? And we're done. If I could get it to circle here. There we go.